Hi, Jeff Jackson here with another edition of Telecom Tips from Telephone Magic. Today we're going to focus on the Avaya IP Office 5600 series IP phones. This is considered a legacy voice over IP line for the IP Office, and actually this line is only for use with the IP Office phone system platform, for instance the IP500. When I say legacy, it's because this phone line is not made anymore brand new by Avaya, but there are new phones still available, and we do also focus on refurbished phones at wholesale prices. The easy way to join us on this tour is to just come to telephonemagic.com and to click on the Avaya logo right here. And that'll take you to the Avaya phones page, and you just scroll down just a little bit to the 5600 series IP phones. And there you are. So as easy as that, you're able to get a quote from this page on all the 5600 series IP phones. And you can also click through from this page via the title buttons here or the pictures here to the individual pages for these models, and you'll get more information, and you can still get a quote direct from there on each individual model. We're going to start off with the 5600 series IP phones with the 5601, and the first thing you notice is there's no display. So this phone's going to be in use in lobbies and in warehouses and other areas where you may just want to have access to telephones, either for emergency services or just to be able to intercom potentially via feature keys to some of the other extensions in the building. But it's not going to be a high-use phone. There are two feature keys that you can program. There is a message waiting indicator, but usually voicemail won't be attached to this phone in those areas. And then the sister phone to the 5601 is another two-button set. It's the 5602, but it has a display, and that means from top to bottom a two-line 24-character left to right display, and the two feature keys are right here. And actually with a larger version of the set that you can just click onto, you see the two feature keys that are programmable, for instance, for the front desk, the reception desk, or maybe to two managers in particular that phone relates to. There are 9 fixed keys. You've got your volume down and up here. You've got your hold key here. And again, message waiting indication for a low volume user where you would attach a voicemail box to it. There's an SW version of the phone as well, and that means that you have a second full duplex Ethernet port for PC pass-through connection. The phone, however, does have priority over the PC at all times. But as you can see, a very handy phone for, again, low volume usage. The phone that just about every office worker is going to utilize with an IP Office phone system when they're utilizing IP phones is the 5610 IP phone. And the 5610 set now gets into 6 of these programmable feature keys on the side of the display, 3 on each side. And you also now have what's basically an arrow key to flip the page, if you will. So with 2 pages, you actually have a total of 12 feature keys. There's also, as you'll note here, 4 soft keys. And these are going to be buttons that will change depending on what you're in to as far as the set. If you're into your voicemail, the buttons are going to change as far as their functionality. If you're in a call log, they'll change again. So they're very handy soft keys. Your message waiting indicator, your hold key, your volume up and down, and other fixed keys complete the set. And the one thing you'll notice here as well is it has a much larger display. It's actually 5 lines from top to bottom with that full 24-character display. The set of preference for office workers that utilize the IP Office phone system, the 5610. Now you get into the 5620 phone, and this phone you'll see has double those buttons from top to bottom, 6 actual keys on the sides of the display. The display is bigger still. This is a gargantuan 7-line 24-character display. And with the ability to flip keys here, with the page keys, you actually have 24 programmable buttons for instance, displaying other extensions in the office. And I will get into, in just a moment, the addition of a separate module on the side of the key. It's called the EU24. On the side of the phone, you can add 24 more DSS keys to the set. And that is the module right there. And if you click on either the title or the photograph, you see that the EU24 Expansion Module can be added to a 5620 phone. There are other models that it can attach to as well in the 2400 series, the 4600 series, but basically even the 5400 series digital phones. Again, it's always the 20 button set that is the one that you have to attach the EU24 to. And you can see here that on the side there are 12 buttons on each side of the display, and that allows you to have 24 one-touch access to intercom, transfer, and things like that. And this will be in use in call centers for ACD agents. It'll be in use for receptionists and for busy managers as well. Only one of those EU24s can be attached to the 5620 phone, and only two of them in a DS module, a digital station module, or in this case an IP station module. It's the DS module when it comes to the 5400 series. Then you also need an 1151 D1 power supply. When you have either the expansion module or a 5600 set, you're going to need a power supply. So anytime you order from the 5600 series page, you'll also want to make sure that you put in an equal quantity of power supplies. And if you add any EU24 modules for the 5620 phone, you'll need to make sure you have one for that as well. So you want to make sure that that matches. The power supply replaces all previous version adapters, and it provides power to IP phones. So in this case, again, if you were to order, for instance, two of the 5610 phones, and you want to order one of the 5620s, you want to order one of the EU24 expansion modules for that 5620, well, now you're going to need four of the 1151 D1 power supplies. So there you go, the 5600 series voice over IP phones for the Avaya IP office. These legacy phones are very popular still. We have a lot of customers that actually purchased their Avaya IP office with a version 1 cabinet, and even with a version 2 cabinet upgrade, they've decided to stick with these phones. Great value, and when you get refurbished phones at wholesale prices, you can see that that value gets even better. So that's another edition of Telecom Tips from Telephone Magic. We appreciate it if you would like this video on YouTube. We also appreciate your comments, and we'd love it if you would subscribe to the Telephone Magic channel here on YouTube. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time with Telecom Tips from Telephone Magic.